Is Wanda really dead? What is the future of Wanda?
She could never go away, I don't think, especially with the multiverse. I think she's aware of what she's done. But no, I don't think she's gone. I think there's more to be had with her.
What future storyline for Wanda do you want?
Um, well, honestly, if I were to tell you exactly what I would want, I think I would maybe be spoiling something because Kevin Feige genuinely asks us what we want to do with the character, and then he does it. So I think I don't know if I can share, but I just want to come back.
All right.
It is such a good time to be a superhero Marvel DC fan, with the ending of the Penguin Season 1 lining up to the Batman 2, with all the new information that's coming out about all the multiple Marvel movies, with the Captain America 4 trailer, with the Thunderbolts trailer, with the impending Fantastic Four movie. We've got so much cool stuff coming. Denzel Washington randomly coming out and saying, yo, they're literally writing me apart in Black Panther 3. Such a great time to be a Marvel fan. So in today's video, we're going to talk about Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. If you missed yesterday's video, we revealed it's being reported that Doctor Strange 3 is coming out in 2026. What does this mean? It means we are getting Doctor Strange 3, Spider-Man 4, and Avengers Doomsday in the same year. Is it true? I don't know. But in today's video, we're going to talk about some really interesting information that has come from the most reliable scooper in the game. Alex Perez posted an article on thecosmiccircus.com. So, yo, what is freaking good YouTube watch you here? If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, DC, Kaiju, Monsterverse, pop culture-based content that I try to deliver on a daily basis. If you go to the subscribe channel, turn notifications on. Also, become a channel member. It really does keep the lights on at this channel. Also, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. And also check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. And hell, I'll throw it out there. And I've also got a TikTok. It's WWarstu. Gonna start doing content like this over on YouTube with the face cam. So let's break it down. So I will always leave the article down below if I'm covering an article, if I remember. It's over at the Cosmic Circus. So Alex Perez did a Q&A predominantly about Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. Alex Perez got a lot of information right about Loki Season 2, and he was the most accurate source when it came to real information about Deadpool and Wolverine. No, I'm not glazing him, but you gotta admit, he does get a lot of stuff right. So let's break it down. He was asked the question, will Star-Lord and the Guardians or old or new return in Avengers Doomsday? And he says, hi, I don't really have anything on the Guardians aside from what I've written before in prior Q&As. So what is actually funny is I was sent a TikTok the other day about Star-Lord appearing in Spider-Man 4. Star-Lord gonna do in that movie? Nonsense. Another question. Will Namor sit out for Avengers Doomsday? Doesn't really make much sense. He responded, haven't heard much about Namor for the Avengers films. As much as I heard about what's happening afterward with him, it's actually quite interesting in a way because I'm terrified of the ocean. So the actual really cool, interesting parts here, why you've come here for the Scarlet Witch stuff. Hi, Alex. Any surprise team-ups pairings you're hearing for Avengers Doomsday? So the answer is predominantly talking about the Scarlet Witch. Now, why this is interesting and why this has got to make sense is because unless she's going to appear in Doctor Strange 3, which she won't because she literally was buried in Multiverse Madness, Agatha all along, they were literally talking about, is Wanda dead? Maybe, yes, no, I don't know. They're basically telling you Scarlet Witch is back. If I put the clip in the start of the video, Elizabeth Olsen keeps saying, Wanda's not dead. I can't say what she's going to do when she returns because that's going to be a spoiler. So Alex Perez, this is a game changer. This changes everything, what he's just said. I'm going to let you in on a pairing I've heard, rumored for a while now. It's made its way around social media, but there is credence. And if Alex says there's credibility, it's more than likely some validity to it. To the rumor of the Scarlet Witch being paired up with Doctor Doom, which is going to be cool. because they have teamed up before, but obviously this was Tony Stark, you know, the nightmare dream where, you know, she did some kind of spell on him in one of the Avengers movies. So when I said they've teamed up before, I meant in that sense. But I want to clarify that this isn't some weird marriage scenario like in the comics, because let's be honest, although lots of people think Marvel follow the comics, they really don't, lads. So he said this: Wanda's goal will be to try and undo the mistakes she's made whilst using the Darkhold. This is all about her redemption arc. Now, it's very interesting because the Wanda storyline is pretty messy. As we found out in Agatha all along, there was a sigil on Billy, so Wanda could not sense his presence. The whole kind of going to a different reality to kind of get your kids. And we know there'd be some storyline where Billy goes looking for Tommy, and then there'd be some variation of the Cape Crusade. But I don't know if that's going to be the case. So he went on to say this: another pairing I would find interesting is what Doctor Strange and Clea are doing in the Dark Dimension. I've been investigating this for a while, and what I'm curious in seeing is the reaction of the heroes of Earth 616 will have to when we see Strange next. Because all accounts and purposes, Stephen Strange has been gone for a whole 2 years by the time we reach Avengers Doomsday. And he's left the Sanctorium unguarded. Well, Wong's there, I guess he's a Sorcerer Supreme. And he certainly didn't tell Wong where he was going. So that's going to be a reunion I'm very much looking forward to seeing. Now that's interesting because he doesn't say anything about Doctor Strange 3. We went over the information in yesterday's video. Like I say, when you're covering news, rumors, leaks, and all this stuff, you never really know what to believe. But I do believe we will be getting Doctor Strange 3 early 2026. So there's also some other interesting answers to questions. What do you see the role of the TVA being in Avengers Doomsday? The TVA feels too powerful to continue existing aligned with the protagonist. Having a group that powerful to me almost seems to defeat the purpose of the Avengers. Yeah, because the TVA were quite prominent in Loki season 2, actually really prominent in reinforcing the 616 sacred timeline in Deadpool and Wolverine's, like basically solidified that the 616 has to remain. So we know it's going to crumble just before Secret Wars. His response was, the TVA is not as powerful as they want you to think. It'll be interesting location stroke set piece for a couple of scenes they plan to do. Beside the Fantastic Four, how important is next year's slate for Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars? Now, this is important because a lot of people seem to think that Captain America, the Suicide Squad, aka Thunderbolts, are throwaway movies. Realistically, the Fantastic Four is going to be the only connective tissue movie that can have multiversal storylines. Sure, we get it in the post-credit scene ending. The new fake Captain America may try and set up the new Avengers. So he said this: next year's movie slate for Marvel has a lot of interesting factors that will build upon the foundation for the next Avengers films. I'm adding commentary here. And the Dark Avengers, now that Val owns the Avengers Tower, because there's a line in a Thunderbolt movie where it sure wasn't cheap. The big role for some of these projects is setting up where all the major players for the next Avengers films are going to be. So, for example, Captain America, Brave New World, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, Blade, Wonder Man, and Ironheart have the task of setting up major players involved in Avengers Doomsday. What if Season 3, I heard, will also have a very important setup that will come into play later on when it comes to the Avengers films? Yeah, I better start watching that show then. And there is a chance we may see the likes of Warstu, I believe that's how you pronounce it, Captain Carter, and Cavalry. The rest of the slate right now is more isolated and has stories that aren't all that important or connected to the multiverse narrative as far as I can tell, which basically is pointless in my opinion. We're in a multiversal saga. So then he was asked a question about the Marvel legacy characters like Toby, Wesley Snipes, Warstu, Nicolas Cage. Are they returning in Avengers Doomsday? Now, I always think adding cameos for the sake of adding a cameo is freaking pointless. I don't understand why we've had Toby and Andrew back, why every single project is like, yeah, Toby and Andrew are coming back. Toby and Andrew, they're not going to bang $2 billion just because Toby and Andrew come back. They've already done that trick. You can't do the ponying trick that many times. So his response was, there have been conversations and ideas about practically all the Marvel legacy characters. But the important thing here is not to bring them in for the sake of a small one and done cameo appearance. And that's a very big part of why they are so selective with the appearances of these characters. Kevin Feige and co. want these characters to serve a purpose and actually have some action to tell, a story to tell if you will, no matter how short it may, and you can see it in their previous executions if you look back at these appearances, all the way from Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange into Multiverse of Madness, the Marvels, and even Deadpool and Wolverine. These appearances of these legacy characters served a purpose to the story. Marvel Studio honored their past and gave them their moment to shine. But that's the spirit and the driving force behind these legacy appearances. They have to serve a purpose to the story. Now, this is freaking awesome to hear, because as cool as everyone went over the mountain, went over the hill by saying, yeah, Tom Cruise, Iron Man, and all this kind of stuff in Multiverse of Madness, that never really happened. But that's like a massive side answer to your actual question. My bad. To answer your question, yes, you can expect legacy appearances in both Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. If I were to add one more suggestion for a possible legacy appearance that could serve a purpose to a story, a Council of Reeds featuring Ewan Griffin, Miles Teller, John Krasinski, and maybe even Alex Hyde White, along with other rumors actors up for the role like Adam Driver, could show up at some point in the near future. That would be sick to see the Council of Reeds, especially if Pedro Pascal is going to suck in that role. So that's pretty much it for the context of the Avengers 5 and Avengers 6 information. But damn, Scarlet Witch is having a redemption arc in this movie. She wants to undo everything she did with the Dark Hold. Didn't say anything about her children. But to be fair, the Scarlet Witch whole arc has been a bit all over the place, even though WandaVision was great. But Kevin Feige did say at Disney 23 last weekend, I can only say that we are excited to find out when and how the Scarlet Witch can come back. He's also said he knows exactly where the storylines go in post Secret Wars and into the mutant phase. So Kevin Feige already knows, but he's not going to say stuff. Marvel's being very clever with not promoting stuff until they're ready to promote stuff, and not saying stuff until they're ready to say stuff, because people thought Blade was one and done, was done with, was cancelled, and all of a sudden they're shooting next year. So hopefully we're going to get Doctor Strange 3 official information soon. But that is freaking awesome to hear. So many cool little updates. Going to be a good time. Avengers 5, Avengers 6, Doctor Strange 3, Spider-Man 4. I'm here for it. And Kevin Feige also said at D23, Deadpool Wolverine can show up anywhere. It's just the case of if it actually makes sense. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu. Check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. And I will catch you in another video. But first, please become a channel member. It really helps keep these lights on. That would be sick. So like always, guys, I'll catch you in the next Marvel, DC, Kaiju, Monsterverse, Pop Culture-based video whenever I post. And I'll catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.